guys, Z10City here, and I'm going to showcase version 2.0.0 of Unnecessarily Beautiful but Immersive. I've been working pretty hard these last few weeks to get everything together, and let's go ahead and enter the house with my very first thing, the doorbell. Well, shit. That was loud. I think that's going to let people know that you're definitely getting in. And if you notice, there was an animation that I decided to put with the doorbell too to try to increase some immersion. Yeah, and there we go. So we got one for each side. So if we take a look at the doorbell, left side and right side. This way you can put it on either side of the door. Go ahead and enter the house. Very first thing I want to show you are the kitchen appliances after the doorbell. So let's go ahead and change the time. Things just look a little bit better at nighttime. We got the microwave here. As you can see, you can now look inside the microwave. We've got a nice little microwave tray. And if we go in here in the microwave, you can now cook things in it. Only things you can cook are an assortment of drinks and food. Now you'll also notice you can use a lead car battery, electrical parts, or electronic components in any of these kitchen appliances as a way to fuel them. Now, if we remove some things, you'll notice an electrical part only will be a minute worth of power. One electronic component is 3 minutes and 20 seconds, and a lead car battery is up to 8 minutes and 20 seconds. Now if you use a lead car battery, they're supposed to be rechargeable, but if you put it in here, it'll disappear, but the 8 minutes and 20 seconds will not. Boom. Can't take it out, but it is running now. And you'll notice that there's a light that turns on with the microwave. Pretty cool, right? Well, if we go in here, I've got the egg and boiled water. Go ahead and cook this. Now if you also notice, there are some sound effects with the microwave too. Just a little bit immersive. Now, I couldn't get all the sound effects to work, so some of it still sounds like a campfire, but I got it as close as I could. And we got the boiled egg. Now we can turn it off here. Now you'll notice I used the car battery earlier. Still 7 minutes and 42 seconds running. And that did not go away. Now if we add some lead car electronic components to it, adds the time. Turn it on, still adds up that time. Turn it off, still take it. Electronic components, electrical parts, they will be used as fuel sources, but the thing is, it will only get rid of the first one if you only put one in there. But if you go ahead and put multiple, you can take most of them back. So it's just something kind of cool. Next thing is a toaster. And I added a sound effect for that as well. And we got some lovely fun icons next to some of these things as well. Toasted foods. Right now, the only thing you can make is a tuna fish gravy toast. Similar fuel requirements. Now, a new item I added was the Shamway cooking spring. Now this says, while standard springs are great for making furniture, vault doors, hatches, and more, the Shamway cooking spring is meant for getting a toaster running to cook the tuna fish gravy toast. If you're lucky, more Shamway recipes from before the apocalypse might soon become uncovered. Now the idea behind that description is that maybe in a future update for Unnecessarily Beautiful but Immersive, I'll add in some new items that can be cooked in a toaster. And maybe with that, maybe some new recipe schematics you'll have to find, maybe some more requirements, or maybe some that you can cook without either of these requirements. based on really easy to find items, and also really low food hunger bar increasements, right? So that's the idea for the future with this. I thought it was fun. I had quite a few different requests for cookable appliances, appliances you can cook in like a campfire, so this was another one. Now the other thing with the Shamwood Cook Spring, you can find this in a variety of loop containers, primarily Shamwood containers, but you can find them in different cabinets and things like that around houses. But once you have one, that's all you need to get the toaster running. Of course, you still have to get the skills, just like vanilla, and you can still cook that item at a campfire, but it's just something different. Next thing I want to show you is coffee and water. Now similarly here, got another icon, and the only requirement is a cooking pot. Now while some of the others require all three, cooking pot's the only thing required here because that's all that is required to make any of these items, outside of course having the recipes and the skills for certain items. But I figured it wasn't too much of a stretch to be able to make yucca juice or tea. Reason being is, well, we're in the apocalypse, and so I kind of thought, well, if you found a way to make a coffee maker working, I'm sure you'll find a way to make tea in there. Might not taste good, you can still do it. Oh, and I have some sound effects for that too. Kind of quiet and subtle, but I dig it. Alright, so we got three other appliances to go. We got the cooktop here, similar tool requirements, similar fuel resources that you can use. And here, because it's a cooktop, you can make any of these items as long as you have the skills for it and the recipes for it. Now, the wall oven is similar to the cooktop, except for this, I've decided the only thing you can put in here are food items. It just doesn't make much sense to me that you'd be able to put water or anything else in there. So, and some of these are a bit of a stretch, but that said, all these items can be made here. So I thought it was just kind of cool and fun. And boom. Just like anything else, put the items in there and it pops up being able to be made. As long as you have the skills for it. Last thing I wanted to show you for kitchen appliances is the gas stove. Now the gas stove, you can cook everything because there's the oven portion and the cooktop. So this makes sense. More immersive, you can do all three things with it. And if you turn this sucker on, get a light with some racks in there. Closest thing I could get to being more immersive with that, and I just thought it was kind of fun to include. And I went ahead and used similar sound effects from the microwave on these items. Close enough. Alright, next thing I want to show you are bathroom amenities. So with bathroom amenities, we got a new towel. This no longer looks funny when reaction to light, and it just kind of looks a little cleaner. Might be a little too bright, but I feel like it's fine. So we turn off the lights. That's what it kind of looks like. Could be darker in the dark, but I think for the most part it works. Next item we've got here, all the glass pieces have been redesigned. So if we make this daytime, you'll notice that this is no longer as bright. I wish we could make this so that it doesn't light up during the day inside of a building, but it seems to be a limitation. But just wanted to showcase that, bring it back to nighttime. Next thing we got here is a workable shower head. So we got some shower effects, sounds like a shower, has some steam on it. We've go under the shower, doing a hot shower. What does that mean? Well, normally under the rain you get colder, but since you've taken a hot shower, you receive some unexpected benefits. Now currently I'm setting this to up to 30 minutes, so with 30 minutes you'll have some stamina regeneration, some running speed, full free zip. Now the downside is you have to, I wanted it to be so that if you were under it, it would get triggered, but when the water's out. However, caveat is, unfortunately goes off even if you stand under it. So, it's kind of a bummer it does that. But what can you do? It's the closest thing I could get for now. Maybe I'll update that in the future. Another thing I wanted to showcase are the toilet paper rolls. Kind of small and silly, but I just wanted to point out there's one on the right side and one on the left. The idea behind these is that, say you need to put it here, you can. If you want to put it on the other side, you can. Well, I also made it a little bit closer to the toilet, assuming you'd put it next to a toilet, not in the center of the block. Could go a little bit closer, I don't know. If you guys think that should be changed, I could always tweak it in the future. But that about concludes it for the shower head and bathroom stuff. I've got a couple other things to show you in another area for that, but we'll get to it in a minute. Alright, one of my favorite things I decided to do was making a chimney and bringing that to life. Now, interestingly enough, if you look in the developer mode, you can actually find chimney POI items. Now, those items continuously go, and I think you can find them out and about. I've never seen one myself, but I found it here. Well, I ended up getting the model and getting some particles for the chimney, and yeah, I brought it back to life and made it available for you to build. You can put it on top of any kind of building, anywhere you want really, but it'll make more sense to try to make something that looks like a chimney, maybe appropriate a house. See if we go here. This could have also been a really good spot to put it into if you think about it. But that said, I wanted to showcase that. Pretty neat thing. Now, last room I have to go through kind of showcases the rest of the things for you. So here, I want to showcase a couple things. So first thing are closets. I've pretty much redone the closets for the most part. Now they kind of go in the wall, a little bit cleaner. And this one's a door. Gave it a little knob, combined a couple of them, made it a door. Now I had a request to have a secret door, and if you're using one block crouch, you can use that as a secret door, something kind of fun. And those are the normal closets. And this is the other side of a door, so maybe in a future update I could try to update these, at least the door, to have this similar thing on the back, but you know, it kind of gives it a trap door vibe as well, so I kind of like it for now. Maybe I can always make an alternate version. I don't know, we'll see. Lastly, I made a single door. Now this is based on the double door you saw earlier, but the idea is that it's only for one door. So if you wanted to make it just one wall instead of the two like I have here, you could do that. And the next thing I wanted to show were how to make and get these running. So currently I've made it to where in order to get the shower heads running, you've got to place them. You've got to get your wire tool. Wait till you see the 0 watts. And do a similar thing for TVs and electronics and other things. And you have to do the same thing with the doorbell. Anyway, once you got it, look at it, turn them on. I don't know what the impact on performance is if you have a couple of these running or if you leave one on the whole time. It's just kind of fun. Something I thought would be really cool. I'm really excited to be able to bring that into fruition because when I was thinking about UBBI 2.0.0, that was actually one of the very first things I wanted to do. One of the last things I did, but one of the things I wanted to implement. Now, I think I lied. One of the last things I wanted to show you on this version of UBBI 2.0.0 are some of the descriptions. So I went ahead and added new descriptions for some of these items to be a bit more immersive and be more in line with what I wanted to do with those kitchen appliances. Now, if we look at the lead car battery, also has something similar. You know, you can still use them for the other things that they're meant for, but just something kind of fun and cool. Now, in order to make the chimney, you gotta go to the decorations, and boom, there's the chimney. All the kitchen appliances are still underneath the kitchen, so nothing to worry about there. There are some new icons too, so that's fun. Bathroom items are all still here. And tech now has the doorbells. And closets are all here. Now, one downside I've noticed is when you go to make one, be careful. Because if you select it, it's going to be on the opposite side. So if you want it to be like that, against a wall, or in between bricks or whatever, you want to do that. Now, it's going to do the same thing no matter what. It's always going to be like that from default on any one of these. Similar for the door, you just want to do that same thing. But that is about the gist of everything that's coming to 2.0.0 very soon. If not this weekend, tonight, definitely by Monday or Tuesday. Now, I realize that item icon could look a little better, so I'm going to work on that, I think, before the final release, but yeah. And you'll notice that this thing pretty much goes forever and ever. We'll go ahead and place it for a second. Yeah, see, I mean, you can put this anywhere. It just doesn't really make any sense to put it right there. Finally, I want to point out that this is the version of the mod 2.0.0 that works with Cerulean's SMX. Now, unfortunately, this is not going to work with the vanilla version, so I've now released two different versions. They have the same naming convention, so you can seamlessly update your game in a current save without any problems. Now, I do want to point out that you want to delete pretty much any of the items I've showcased here before updating the mod. That means closet door, means the bathroom items, the door here, the windows for bathrooms. You will also want to go in and delete, destroy all the kitchen appliances, including the coffee maker as well if you've made them. And again, any more of these items you want to get rid of, like the towel. And the toilet papers, and again any of the windows, because they've all been redesigned. If you leave them there, they might sometimes cause issues and make it hard for you to get rid of them, and sometimes might glitch the game entirely. There are workarounds for that, but it's just best to get rid of all those items. Alright, well, this episode, video, whatever you want to call it, has been the update for 2.0.0, showcasing to the best of my ability everything that is coming. You can find electronic components out in the wild, out and about. Got that inspiration from more of the walkers, bringing that back in. Similar for the Shamwood cooking string. Alright, I hope you guys are excited, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.